Lame times for you. But I like this game. Every He-Man. A Winter's Daydream. Of all the games I could play, I like this game, but it's flawed as a visual novel. Visual novel, is that what you call it? Yeah, I think so. It's missing the ability to go backwards, which is really important because if you accidentally hit a button, you'll miss some of the story. And so you should be able to go backwards and see the transcript. This game's missing that. It's also missing the save function. Just has like a auto save that goes off, you know, at chapter markers, which in my opinion is not a good way of doing it. Anyway, breakfast the next morning is an awkward affair because he's not getting along with his sister, in case you're wondering. Otoko, actually her name's Otome, who's sitting opposite me at the table, barely gives me a second glance. Her entire attention is directed to her miso soup with laser-like intensity. I love these descriptions, they're so good. Is she really that upset I didn't buy her a bikini? Why should I anyway? Knowing Otoko's taste, the scanty strips of fabric tied together with flimsy strings that she covets would cost more than a meal capable of feeding a whole family. Besides, I have no real desire to loiter around the women's swimsuit section in any clothes stores, especially not for the sake of my sister. I know Otoko wouldn't appreciate it, and I didn't go to Tokyo to buy my family gifts. I'm not a tourist, I live there now. It's my home. But this town used to be my home not so very long ago. Things really haven't changed during the last 8 months. Though Otoko is trying her hardest to avoid me, there's something softly nostalgic about this scene. In fact, it's nostalgic precisely because she's avoiding me. I suppose Otoko's foul temper is, too, just a part of my daily life. My old life. We used to get on well enough when we were younger, but we haven't for a few years now. I don't know why. I don't think I've ever done anything egregiously terrible to her, other than call her the wrong name from time to time. Make that most of the time. Why do you do it then? Still pondering. Fish a cube of tofu. That's like a really awful thing to do to somebody. Fish a cube of tofu out of my miso soup and pop it between my teeth. It's smooth and silken, imbued with a dashy stock, and has a deeper, richer flavor than any tofu I've tasted before. Mom watches me expectantly, a small smile on her face. How is it, dear? Really great. I return her smile with one of my own. Have you gotten even better at cooking? Oh, stop, Oh, stop. You're trying to flatter me. Well, maybe. If you keep it up, you'll get seconds. You see if you don't. That was the general idea, yes. When did you become such a smooth talker, you? Being in the big city must have taught you a thing or two about flattering the ladies. Oh, please, I'm no lady. I'm old enough to be his mother. Oh, gross. Get a room, you two. That's the most I've heard from Otoko during the past 20 minutes. I swear, being with her is like trying to squeeze blood from a stone. But at least stones can't pull faces and call you gross. Not even the stones in mythical land of Tokyo. So, do you want another helping of miso soup, honey? Yes, please. I hold out my bowl and Mom takes it, bustling off the counter to fetch my top up. And what about the rice? Do you have enough? Well, I guess a little more can't hurt. That's right. You're still a growing boy. What's with this dialogue? You need to eat to keep your energy up, especially now you're back home. They're just gonna give me the details of every moment of their day, huh? Sometimes I worry about you in the city, you. I don't know if you're eating enough or eating the right things. I think he's been eating more than enough, Mom. I mean, look at him. What do you mean? Isn't it obvious? You're going to end up like Dad if you're not careful. Oh shit. Well, it's about time he started taking after me. I've always thought he was too skinny. Oh, don't you worry. He's looking more and more like you by the day. Stop being stupid. Cut it out. I glare at my sister bitterly. When she was being silent, part of me wished she would say something. But now she's opened her mouth, and I want nothing more than her to keep it shut. There are a handful of things in the world that should never be opened, no matter what. The first thing is the sealed-off entrance to Izanami's tomb. The second are the tubs of grandmother's homemade natto sauce. And the third is Otoko's mouth. Oh shit. Mom held me a bowl of miso soup, now filled to the brim, and exchanges it for my half-finished bowl of brown rice. Wait, I can't. She goes to the rice cooker, ambling good-naturedly. She hums while she scoops more rice into my bowl. This is like too much. I don't care about the fucking rice and shit. Then returns it to me with a smile. Here you go, sweetie. Enjoy. Why couldn't you draw a picture of Mom? Why? Why did you write so much dialogue and not do a picture for Mom? Oh, thanks. I don't think you need a picture for you, by the way. But, I mean, a picture for you might have been nice, too. But because you is us, we can just picture whatever we want for the main character. So I don't mind that there's no picture for you. But I just think there should have been a picture for Mom. I try to sound enthusiastic, but my good mood has begun to wane. I poke at a cube of tofu in my miso soup. It bobs like a rubber duck in a bathtub. I know Otoko's trying to get at me. I don't want to give her the satisfaction of winning, but now it's impossible for me not to feel self-conscious. Have I really put on weight? I don't think I look any different than I did 8 months ago, but Otoko's forever pouring through fashion magazines and peering at her reflection in the mirror. She probably has better eye for looks than I do. I guess I have been eating out more than I used to. It's to be expected, really, when there are so many restaurants and fast food places in Tokyo, and I live next to a McDonald's that's open 24/7. Scarfing lukewarm chicken nuggets at 3 in the morning while working on an essay due later that day is peak student living. Oh, I thought you said you were hungry. You? Why are you picking at your food like that? I'm fine. Fine, he says. You're going to look like that little yellow monster if you're not careful. Yellow monster? Is that such a bad thing? I've always thought he was pretty cute. What yellow monster? I meant his version from the first games with the round chubby belly. Oh, I see. Otoko. Hey! Otoko kicks the leg of my chair beneath the table. Oh my god, I'm getting terrorized. That's Otome to you. Oh, that's right, Otome, you tell him. Her kick upsets the table and my precariously full bowl of miso soup splashes all over the table and onto my lap. Oh my god, she's a fucking barbarian. Aren't the parents gonna say anything? It's uncomfortably hot and I hiss beneath my breath. Oh, Otoko, be more careful. I think you're the one who needs to be more careful, you. Just look at yourself. Look at you! You're so childish! You need to grow up! I think you've grown up a little too much, dear brother. Or not up, but out? Why you? No. Now, you two, try to behave, please. You're not children anymore. Me? What did I do? That's right. Be nice to your sister, you. Oh my god. They're siding with her. Oh my god. I feel like she runs the house at this point. She's in charge. She's a mafioso. That's why we can't see Mom and Dad, because she won't let us see them. They have to like hide their faces. That's right, you. Be nice to your sister. I grit my teeth together. Being the oldest sibling, I'm always the one who gets in trouble no matter what Otoko does. That's not why. It's because she's fucking tough and your parents are terrified of her. My parents are soft on her. No, they're terrified. Dad always wanted a daughter, I think. So they let her get away with a lot. It doesn't hurt that she's so pretty. Yeah, also that she's scary as fuck. I want to stamp my feet on the floor and say, that isn't fair, but I know doing that would really make me seem like a child. I'll have to try and bear it. Or will I? All of a sudden, I'm hit with a bright idea. You know what? I was just thinking about visiting Grandma today. Huh? Why would you do a stupid thing like that? To an outsider, Otoko's reaction might seem rude, but I guess she has a valid point for once. Umeka is our paternal grandmother, and our grandparent who's still alive. She lives even further out in the sticks than we do, if you can imagine such a thing. Her house is situated in a village far littler than this town, a good 40 minutes away by train. The train chugs along an old, semi-abandoned track that's rusted and overgrown with weeds. There are no buildings for miles around, no streets, no houses. Just flat, seemingly endless expanse of fields. I think about 300 people call my grandma teeny tiny village home. I'm surprised it hasn't been bulldozed over to make the room for a highway yet. But maybe the planners and the local government don't even know the village exists. It's so out of the way that more birds live there than people, building their nests in the holy roofs of the abandoned houses. I used to hate our family visits to Grandma Omeko when I was little, but now I'm starting to think that the peace and quiet of the countryside would be good for me. It'll certainly be more peaceful without Otoko around. I'm being serious. I haven't seen Grandma in a while, and if I let this moment slip by, who knows when I'll get the chance. I don't understand why you'd want to take this chance. We had to go there this summer, and it was so boring. I get bitten to death by bugs, too. Well, you know how it is. She's getting on in years, and I want to see her if, well, just in case. You don't need to worry about my mother. She's a tough old bird, tough as they come. Sorry, Dad. I'm leaving your ass. You're on your own with this bitch. I know, but it really has been a while. Weirdo. Well, I think it's a nice idea. Umeko's always been fond of you, and she's been in Tokyo a few times in her life. I'm sure she'd love to hear how you've been doing at university. I bet she must be, I think it's paternal, but maybe it's maternal? I can't remember, but it sounds like, oh yeah, I think it is paternal, right? He said my mother's fine, right? Yeah, never mind. Then I'll go and call her right now. Yes, you do that, but do you have any idea when you'll be coming back? I'm not sure yet. It takes a while to get out there, and the trains and buses don't run very often. Maybe I'll get canceled, and you'll end up stuck in the mountains for months and months. Why does Otoko sound so pleased about that prospect? If that happens, I'll change my name to Heidi and start rearing ghosts. Otoko snorts and rolls her eyes, but doesn't add any further comment. That is if a mumbled freak under her breath counts as further comments. Just don't stay with your grandmother for too long. We want to spend time with you too. Don't forget, it's almost New Year's. We need to visit the local shrine together as a family. That's what we always do, isn't it, dear? Yes, right. New Year's wouldn't be the same without you. I know my mother's a fun old woman to be around, and she's always doted on you. But don't let her take up all your time. Don't worry, I'll only be gone a day, 2 at most. That's what you say, but all your days are precious. You're my only son, and I really have missed you. And I'm Grandma's only grandson. I'm sure she has missed me too. More than Otoko has at any rate. And my parents are traitors that side with frickin' Itome. It's Otoko? I don't know. My little sister is reclining in her chair, chopsticks in her mouth, idly pushing a piece of tofu from one side of her cheek to the other. When she sees me looking at her, she scowls and turns her head away. And I thought little sisters were supposed to respect their older brothers. Why did I have to get stuck with Otoko? I phoned my grandmother after breakfast, and she sounds more happy to accommodate me for a few days. At least somebody is. Luckily, I don't have too much to pack. I was so tired last night, after dinner last night, I didn't have the time to take all my belongings out of my rucksack. I'm not sure, but I think it's possible that it saved just now when it switched to this new scene, but I don't want to take the chance. Actually, I could give it a shot. Let's give it a try. Alright, let's see if it's safe when it entered this new scene. I bet it didn't.